To it. How are you? Where are you? What's going on with life?
I'm in Seattle. I'm pretty good. Just like trying to find parking. We're going to like a fish market on the pier, I think, for lunch. But
Nice.
it's been really hard to find parking, so we're trying to find parking.
the life of the rock star on the road, always trying to find
life
parking,
of a rock star, living the dream.
which I didn't think you would do again.
I didn't either. But here I am.
Good. Thanks for
Here
that
I am,
amazing answer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's all good. So you took some classes while you had time off. What were you doing?
Yeah, I took some classes. Yeah, is that what you said? Classes?
Yeah. Didn't you go to school?
Yeah. Yeah, like School of Life probably more than like, I didn't go to like university or something. Just
Oh,
like,
okay.
trying to learn stuff, man. Trying to learn to like, I was trying to learn to do some drywall. Trying to learn how to fix my house a little bit, like, I felt like after like the last like couple years of like being in a bus with like Kylie and like the last maybe 10 years, sort of like not like the most self-sufficient dude in the world. So
Right.
I sort of wanted to like learn a little bit of self-sufficiency, like learn to like, I don't know, man, like cook a little more and learn some, I don't know, learn to scuba dive, learn to like,
Nice.
I'm basically just trying to take like contrary action, things that sound like a bummer to me. I'm trying to do them.
That's good.
man.
That's very healthy.
Yeah, man, I'm trying.
So then what made you get back into the music? How can we have a new record from The Elected?
Well, I don't know, man. I think I had been away from it for like literally like a year of not touching my guitar, and maybe like started tinkering. And about that time, a buddy of mine called me up and asked if I wanted to go into like my studio for like 2 weeks and just like goof around and just record stuff, just sort of stream of consciousness. And we did, and it was an experiment to see what would happen, and songs, I guess, started to happen.
How long did it take to make the whole record?
Oh God, the whole record is hard to say because like.
Well, from the time you went into that studio the first time until I guess
it was actually probably
mixing.
it was definitely the fastest Elected record. I would say studio time spent maybe like 2 months, like.
That's pretty quick.
Maybe like 2 months all told, like with mixing, like because I went out to Omaha for like 10 days.
Nice. Why Omaha? That's an interesting place to go mix.
My friend Mike Mogus runs a studio out there, and he's real experienced mixer. I've worked with him before on lots of projects, so it was a natural thing to try to get him to mix it. He has a real way of putting things together and making it all right. So
Nice.
Yeah.
How come you play most of the instruments and you're self-producing? Did you want to do it all just you this time?
Hold on one sec.
Yeah.
Matt. Hey, Paul, if you restart, restart. Don't. Okay, hold on. Like reverse. Give yourself more room. And here, with parallel parking, start to turn it after this wheelbase as fast as it. Okay, you know what I'm saying? That's when parallel parking is too. Start your turn at the wheelbase. Hey, man,
Hey, no, you sound busy, dude. Are you busy? You have time to do this?
Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, of course.
Okay, well, I'll make sure. I'll try and make it quick, though. You guys, if you're going out for lunch and stuff.
No, man, we've been trying to. I feel like we've been trying to make this happen since New York, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
Fate has finally brought us together. We're not going to let a little parallel parking job pull us apart, man.
All right. So the record has got a real like 50s. Actually, all of your stuff has a real 50s Beach Boys Hawaiian, especially on this record. Cool guitar tones, lots of textures, different from Rilo in that fact. How are you trying to write songs differently for The Elected?
Well, I don't know, man. Good question. Like, I think there's always a tendency to not want to repeat yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like, the kind of, like, backdrops that make sense for Jenny Lewis's voice don't necessarily make, like, a ton of sense for like, my voice,
But you sang on the last one. Isn't Dream World you? Aren't you singing that?
Yeah. Dream World's me, and I think Jenny's singing the high part. Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, Babyface for me doesn't feel so different from like a Dream World or like where we were with some of the stuff on Under the Blacklight.
Yeah, fair enough. I see that.
So I guess some of it, man. I guess the truth is on this record, I just tried to like write as self-conscious, as unself-consciously as possible, man. I tried to give myself the most latitude I could. You know, like it's a I don't know. I don't know, if I really tried not to have a goal. I think every record I've ever made, I've had a goal in mind. And I just really tried to not have a goal, man, this time.
What were the goals on the last ones?
Well, the last Electric records or the last Rilo Kiley or both?
Yeah, sure, whatever comes to mind first.
Well, I think on the last Electric record I was going for almost I was really into Dylan and the band and Grateful Dead and things like that, and I really pointedly wanted to make a record that sounded like the records that were really turning me on at the moment.
Did you do it all in one take, kind of thing, like they did?
Sorry?
Did you do it all off the floor like they did?
Some of them, man. Some of them. Not all of them, but some of them I did. Yeah, cool. Bank and Trust, and there's a uke one. Yeah, for the most part, I probably didn't do it exactly as they did, but that was the sound I guess I was in some way letting myself be inspired by.
Right.
In terms of this new record, I guess I didn't want to make any judgments or set any goals for myself, man. I mean, and I don't know if how that, as an artist, it's something I had never done. So I wanted to do it and see what came out, see what happened. And by and large, man, I'm pretty, happy with it, proud of it, Babyface and Trip Around the World aren't necessarily songs that I would think would end up on the same record, had I been trying to write specifically in one direction. And I think I'm pleased with that. I wanted to see what would happen if I just let go and see what happens. I think Control has been a real Achilles heel for me. I think it's been to my deficit and to my benefit, Control in my life, and I just wanted to not control anymore. I just wanted to let go. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You mentioned Trip Around the World, talking about letting go. It's got a very Hawaiian, there's a crazy vocal on there too, but this Hawaiian strumming and feel that you're right, doesn't sound like Babyface, doesn't sound like most of the other record. And it's a nice piece to the record because it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess I really love those rhythms and that sound, and I think moreover, I think that sound has been genuinely considered, or at least classified in the uncool category. So I think that there's a part of me that's either foolish or courageous enough to try to do it anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. But it fits in with the overall sound of the band somehow. Still, at the end of the day, it works. I guess because you say it works, and therefore it works. That's how that's what the Beatles said about Pepper. It's not a concept record, but it works because we say it is.
Right.
That kind of thing. How old are the songs?
Yeah,
Were you?
Cool.
Well, yeah. Well, not to compare it to Pepper by any means. But
Most of them are pretty new, man. I guess there was a couple, actually Trip Around the World was written in not only written but recorded in a hotel room in Germany or France or somewhere in Europe. It was like Kylie 5 years ago.
Oh wow!
And, some were brand new, Babyface. I think some of them were kind of, I don't know, man. I guess what else was old? Look at Me Now is an old one, but Born to Love You was written on the spot, stream of consciousness in the studio on the very first day that we went in. So some are totally fresh and some are pretty old, but things that had been sort of recorded and filed away and sort of been dusted off, so to speak, and and then reimagined for this record.
How do you feel about repetition in a song? Because a song like "Look at Me Now," you say that line a lot, and I think back to the last record and "Did Me Good." You use that phrase a lot. How do you feel about repetition in a song?
I guess repetition is like I don't know, necessary to the pop form. You know, I mean, like at its most sublime, you know, "Tangled Up in Blue" is pretty incredible, and it probably wouldn't be if he didn't say "Tangled Up in Blue" each time. At the same time, there are artists, you know, who just don't repeat at all. I think it all depends on the context, like, but I feel that repetition is pretty much a earmark of, well, songwriting as I understand it. You know, even like the pretty abstract writers like you know, Dave Dondero or I don't know, still repeat choruses. I feel, you know what I mean? Not always. So I guess I grew up on pop music, man, where repetition is kind of a part of the art form as I understand it. So
yeah, that's interesting. What was I going to ask you? Do you record because you're producing?
Repetition?
What's that?
How do you feel about repetition?
I like it for the most part. I think it works in certain cases. I think it doesn't in others. I think some people might use it as a cop out at times. I'm not saying that about your songs at all. I'm saying that about I can't even think of something off the top of it. But I just wonder, as a singer and as a writer, going into the vocal booth with that pad of paper in front of you, singing the lyrics, or maybe you don't do it. I don't know how you do your vocals. But if you have the words "Look at Me Now," you know, 12 times in a row, do you ever sit there and go, maybe I should cut that back a little bit? I guess not in this case because you said you just kind of did it.
Before I cut them back, man, there was 150 in a row.
Well, there you go. Yeah, see,
that is the cut back version.
That's good, and it's not a bad thing. I'm just wondering if you ever look at it and are like, well, yeah, this will work. But I guess in this case, you were saying you made the record with no even thoughts, really. You let it go and you see what happens, and I think that's kind of cool.
Exactly, man. I tried to get out of my own way, and it's the nature of the business to well, you know, like when you record records and stuff, you're subjecting yourself to other people's opinion of those records. So that's what you want. That's what you do it for. So, you know, like to subject yourself to the public forum. Otherwise, why record it at all?
How are the songs
for anyone?
On that topic? How are the songs coming out live? Are people enjoying them?
I think so, man. I think so. Seems like it. I don't know how to quantify that. Like, people are clapping after, you know what I mean? Like, after I play them and stuff, and there haven't been any, like, real scathing, like, show reviews or stuff like of that nature.
Do you read reviews? I don't see you as the kind of person that'll be reading reviews.
You're right, man. That's interesting that you say that. I really don't. But how'd you know that?
I wouldn't. I just assume. I've listened to your records and I know the band kind of. Just I don't know.
Yeah.
I would think most people wouldn't want to read reviews anyway. I don't see that being helpful to you as a performer to want to know what everyone's thinking all the time. That would be so detrimental to your ego. I think consistently.
What if? Okay. Should we just wait for him? Oh, hold on one sec, Matt.
No worries.
What? Are we? Why? We never do. Because you do. Why? All right. Well, then I can wait with them. You want to keep going? Sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
It's okay. Let's switch topics then for a second. I want to know about acting. How come you're not doing it anymore?
Okay. Oh, I don't know, man. I guess I got fatigued to some degree, and I think I really cared about music at the time I quit acting, and it's really hard to do both.
Yeah, I would think
with
so.
Equal, with giving an attempt. So anytime I have tried something, I've had to give the other thing up. It hasn't been my story to be able to do two things with a full investment and do two things at the same time. You know, that's just maybe I'm just not a good multitasker, but that's kind of
No, well, you also
why I gave it up. Is I think I loved something more, and I think I also didn't love the way my person was being expressed through my acting. I didn't love the things probably I was the things that were available to me. I mean, maybe if I were in 5 Robert De Niro movies or something, I would. Who knows? But I wasn't. I was mostly in things that were cool, were great, were fun. But I'm not sure I loved. If I could see my life as a straight line, I didn't love where that particular line was leading me. I think my best outcome would be to book a pilot where I was the goofy friend next door, and this would have been the best possible outcome, is spend 10 years on a show as the funny guy.
right.
It's cool. It would have been great for a lot of people, but why do it if it's not what I want when there's so many other people who that's exactly what they want? So even if I were to succeed at that, I'm taking a dream away from someone who actually gives a shit about it. You know what I mean?
That's really nice.
Really wants that in the same way I wanted to pursue music. You know what I mean? It wouldn't have been a conscientious thing to do or something. I don't know. And I would have. I don't know. Anyway.
Did you think during that time off that you were going to come back to it then?
No, I guess I didn't in that time. I guess I didn't think I was going to come back to it. But you never know, man. Maybe I will.
Oh, I was talking about music in the time off 2 years ago.
Oh, I thought we were talking about acting. Well, in music, I don't know, man. I think you have to play a game with yourself where you truly believe you're done. Truly believe you're done, man. Truly.
And you didn't pick it up once? No guitar at all?
Not once, dude.
That's crazy.
I truly swore it off.
It'll bring you to appreciation, though.
Shit. I mean, not once. I don't know. I couldn't say if I never picked up a guitar in 2 years.
Well, yeah, but I mean, nothing to sit down and actually go for it.
No, I mean, I literally kept musical instruments out of my house.
Huh.
It was kind of but yeah.
It must be nice to almost relearn the instrument then when you do decide to pick it up again.
Yeah, man. Totally. I mean, I noticed that I had slipped. I'm definitely not as good a guitar player as I was a couple of years ago, but practice makes perfect.
Well, exactly. And you're on the road now. I'm sure the chops are coming back day by day.
Yeah, to some degree. I mean, I'm the singer, so I'm mostly hammering out chords, but
right.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't matter. We do something on the show called 5 questions, 5 quick questions, 1-word answers.
Shoot.
Road or studio?
Oh, studio.
Lennon or McCartney?
McCartney.
Most important thing in a song: lyrics, melody, or rhythm?
Wow, lyrics, melody, or rhythm?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Lyrics, melody, or rhythm? God. No chords, huh? Just lyrics, melody, or rhythm.
What was your
okay.
what would your answer? No. You can throw a twist in there. What would you say? Chords?
Well, I just thought I think of it as chords, lyrics, melody, rhythm. Probably, if I were going to classify it down.
See, I used to have
like
cadence
your
in there when I
question,
took that out.
I like your question. I'm gonna go with lyrics.
Okay, but your real answer is chords, I think, and that's interesting. Maybe I should put that into the question.
No, I didn't say. No, that sounds. No, my answer. I was just surprised it wasn't one of the categories.
Okay, cool. I've stumped you. Song you've written you're most proud of?
Oh wow, in my life.
Cool.
God, that's tough. Oh wow, song I'm most proud of in my life.
Yeah.
Oh wow. God, song I'm most proud of.
Okay, how about this then? What are you most excited to play every night?
Probably Babyface, actually. We have a way that we're doing it that's pretty different than the way it appears on the record. So it's really a fresh feeling, and I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, you mentioned that song several times in the interview too. So that would be my guess.
Well, it's pretty different. It's the kind of song I would have written with Jenny. So I'm proud of that. Attempting some stuff that I would have done with her on my own. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There are songs I could have written with Jenny that maybe Jailbird. That's a song I kind of would have written with Jenny.
Huh.
Or with or without kind of thing. I've done that kind of song with her, and I've done that kind of song without her. Babyface, that feels like something I've only kind of done with Rilo Kiley for her. And so it kind of excites me because it's different. But I certainly wouldn't say it's the most proud of, like, song I'm most proud of in my life. It's too hard to even go there.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I've done like 400 of these. Some people get it like off the bat; they already know which one, and some people can't. It's always interesting to see what the answer is, though.
Yeah, man, I might have told you "Time Is Coming" a couple months ago, and that was my favorite on this new record. But
right.
in touring this album, I've like rediscovered some songs that I had totally written off as like not that sweet. Like there was some songs I didn't think I even liked, and in singing them live, I'm like, oh wow. I like that song. That's better than I remembered it.
That's great. I didn't want to bring up Jenny. I didn't want to bring up Rilo, but because you did, I'm going to ask you, and I'm sure everyone asks you this. It's finished. It's done. No more?
I don't know, man. You never say never. I mean, we're going to get together and, like, we're in the process of, like, selecting songs for this, like, two-disc unreleased tracks record that we're going to put out. And you never say never, man. I mean, but it doesn't seem like something like necessarily I don't think I'm or any of us are ready to do just yet.
Right. Well, if you do call it quits, that record, like you topped it with that. Like that's a good one to go out on if that's what you're gonna do.
Which?
Blacklight.
Oh, thanks, man. That's not probably my proudest Kylie one, but I like it. I'm proud of like some tracks on that thing.
What's your favorite one out of the Rilo records then?
Oh, probably More Adventurous.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one too.
I think Blacklight has like maybe 4 of our strongest songs ever, but it has like a good couple of our weakest songs ever.
Well, and in terms of success for the band too, I mean, like that, you were able to do, I would assume, a lot more with the band because of that record. And maybe that's why everyone started hating it. Right?
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, back to the 5 questions. In one word, The Elected.
One word.
Yeah, first thing that comes to your mind.
Death.
Dead?
You asked, man.
Yeah, no, fair enough, but...
That's the first word that comes to my mind. That's the first word that came to my mind, man.
Well, let's hope the band's not dead. You guys have quite a few more summer dates to keep going through.
Yeah, for sure. That's just the word that came to mind.
That's good. I like it. That's funny. It kind of encapsulates songwriting, too, a little bit, interestingly enough.